Right, my favourite mugging bait, that's a bit of a controversial one, I suppose, that one. It's a bit of a Marmite method for everyone, but if I'm honest, that's my obsession at the minute. We're literally now, we're 2 days before fish show, so all I want it to be is a mugging match. I've had the best match of my life a couple of weeks ago up at Ayfield mugging, and I suppose for the big matches these days, you've got to be able to do it. I mean, it's got me in a final this year. I won a golden reel at Woodland View mugging. You can't not do it. I mean, Andy Power's shown everyone the way and took it to a whole new level when it comes to mugging carp. And if it's an option, I honestly believe that it's nearly unbeatable. So if you're willing to win, like it or lump it, you've got to do it. It's simple as. But when it comes down to bait, I've got a few things. Let's talk about the boring ones first. I like maggots and meat. I mean, quite often I'll use maggots. If there's some smaller fishes, some F1s, sort of a spare the moment thing, I might quite often use maggots. They seem a good mugging bait at the minute, 2 or 3 red maggots in a band. Meat, weird one. I suppose meat, partridge, it's the venue that comes to mind. When it's really, really hot, quite often just dobbing a little piece of meat up and down the far bank. That can be great for mugging a few fish when they're just sat in the reeds. But if I was to choose one bait, it'd be a red pellet. Simple as. I've been raving about this loads this year. I think it was, I'm going to give Jimmy Brooks the credit for it. I'm sure it was Jimmy that told me. And red pellets on the hook for mugging, they're a joke. I mean, for me, it's my complete go-to, and not even just for mugging. If I'm honest, for shallow fishing, my obsession with red pellets at the moment, every time I fish off the bottom, I put a red pellet on. I've got that much confidence in it. I almost can't pick a brown one up. And what I have my little box of love, that I just have my little dodgy Tupperware tub that I keep in me bait bag, and in there I've got all sorts of little red pellets. I've got some of our red 6mm krill ones, which at the minute they've been the bad boys that I've been catching mostly on. But yeah, the 6mm krill ones, they've definitely been me standout bait. For whatever reason, I don't know why, I don't like anything much bigger. I mean, it seems that with an 8mm, maybe it sinks a bit quick, maybe it's just a bit too much. Doesn't seem quite right for the fishing I've been doing. But yeah, a 6mm, either a red krill, or in a couple of situations, the red krill ones that we've got are quite on the small side. And now and again with the catalyst pellets that we have, you get some bigger 6mm in them, some really big ones. So what I've also been doing is I've been chucking them in a bag, and I've been using some of that red dye just to dye them really, really red. I've actually been dyeing them 3 times. I mean, I'll dye them once, dry them out on a towel, do it again and do it again, just to get them a really, really deep red. If you find there's a few of them in here again, Rich will zoom in. But these really, really deep red, slightly larger pellets, that they seem to really, really let me pick out bait as well. Whenever I need a bit more of a plop, I mean, the bigger the expanse of water, and in some cases the bigger the fish, they just seem to like a bit more of a plop. So a slightly bigger pellet, maybe a 7mm, I suppose they are, just a bit bigger than the norm. They're me pick out bait that I seem to be catching the most fish on at the moment. But yeah, for me, mugging at the minute, red pellets, my #1 bait. I can't put anything else on the hook.